Hi, it's Louise with Louise Make Art, and welcome to my channel. First of all, once again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys taking your time out of your day to see what I'm up to. Hopefully pick up a tip or two along the way and just give me support in this fluid art whole experience. So what I've got, obviously, is a Lazy Susan. And what I have is this color palette I've been on this kick with this green color palette, and I swear to God, I am totally like in tune with what's happening around me visually in the woods, because I went through the bright color kick and now I'm on this green kick because now the leaves are out and there's just green all around. I cannot express how much the Mother Nature around me is influencing my color choices. Really, I can't even help it. So anyway, Lazy Susan here. If you want to see a full creation video, I will link that above as I go through this video. I'll link it up above. And just so you know, I always varnish the tops. I tape the back off. I've got my multi-pro pillow. This is my multi-pro. It's been behaving. I've got my color lineup over here. And without any further ado, I'm going to get going because I've got a lot of things I got to do. I honestly am having trouble keeping up with stuff. And I know that's not anything to complain about. It's a problem. It's not a problem. And right after this, I need to do a tray that is a commission piece. So this is a multi-pro. I'm going to lay some down here. Give it a little spin. See where we are. And I'm not centered, of course, because this is just never... I never get lucky getting centered. That's not bad. All right, so I don't put a ton down. I don't cover everything because I let the blowout take care of that and then the spin out. If I covered everything right now, my composition would fall right off the edge and I would lose everything. Colors. This is my Artez's Pearl Lime Green with TLP Sea Glass and Artez's Pearl Cactus Green. Let's find the middle. So because I'm slow on some of the colors for laydown, I'm going to speed through a few of them separately. I always have to remember to lay down a little extra since this is a 15-inch Lazy Susan. This is my Golden's Pearl. No, Golden's. This is my Golden's Titan Green Pale. Now, if you just look at this color, you think, ugh, it's not something that you're going to be drawn to if you see this on the shelf at the store. But I'll tell you what, this is a beautiful color, especially as an accompaniment to other colors. It's just a really soft and subtle, pretty light green. So this is the Golden's Iridescent Bronze. Playing off what I just said about the green, it's important to have colors that maybe by themselves aren't perfect, but with other colors they work great. So that's that. This is my combination of TLP Zeus with Golden's Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. Look at that. I don't know if you can see the shimmer. That TLP Zeus is gorgeous. And then paired with this Nickel Azo Gold, killer. Killer combo. And actually the bronze compared with that is amazing as well. Hope I've got enough color down. Here's my chromium oxide green. Gonna lay a little extra in the middle. I want some to stay on the canvas, or stay on the spinner as I stretch it all out. And going back to what I said much earlier about having too much pillow and blowing off your composition, even with this, I have hardly any negative space in the end. Cell Activator. My American Floetrol Cell Activator, which I have a recipe and a video of. It's video 141, where I show you how I make it and what the ingredients are. It's an 8-minute video. There's a big bubble right there. Oh my goodness. So that's the titanium white. Here's the black, oxide black. I got it. I'm gonna have to get rid of that bubble. That's ridiculous. Stop. There you go. It's probably enough as I put more down. All right. Got my Berta 1000 water. Got it off Amazon a few years ago. Going to be on high and cool as we blow this out. And I dropped something in there. Let's get that out. No idea what that is. Here we go. Here I've turned the volume down to 3 and I'm blowing this out at real time. So I'm just blowing it out on a slight angle, and you'll see I don't even use a concentrator at the end. I just blow with the open end and then just work it out in each direction until I get everything fully blown out in all directions. I don't go all the way to the edge because I'm going to let my spin out help the composition spread where it needs to go in the end. So it's right about here I noticed that the cell activator is kind of standing still, so I give it a little extra puff of air to get a little ridge to form so that my hairdryer can actually blow at the ridge so I can blow it out and stretch out the composition more. I talk about this during my coasters as well. And you don't want to overblow the composition either, because my tendency, at least in my experience, is to tend to blow into the pillow if I start going blow crazy. Stop right there. I'm gonna have to work it. I'm gonna have to work it with the straw. Here we go. So what I'm doing here, I did lay down too much cell activator, so it's having a harder time creating cells. So I'm just blowing through the straw to stretch out the cell activator, which is already thinner than my paints, and stretch it out so that the paints underneath can kind of percolate up, and then the cell activator can actually act as a cell activator and make cells for the colors that are underneath. When I wrote earlier, a dab will do, I mean that you don't need a whole lot because more is not necessarily better. It's got a really nice shape. I'm happy about that. Let's break up the surface tension. If you've seen me before, you know I like to break up the surface tension on the edges here, and then I'll decide whether I want to put some more paint down. But I'm very careful not to put too much paint down to start with because I've got a nice composition right here. I can control how far I'm going to go in spreading it. I don't know what that was. Inaugural spin. Whoa. Definitely going off to one side already. And the idea here is to have it spread out as evenly as possible. I don't want to lose the middle. I don't want the middle to get too wonky. Another spin, slow, steady, spin. All right, we got one side already heading off. That's okay. I want it to spread out as much evenly as possible. So I got 2 parts off. Just let it run. I do want to get this side a little more balanced. It's heading off the edge. Let's give it a little nudge. Just shifting the paint of the weight of the paint ever so slightly. Always be careful what your hands are doing, because once it starts to dribble, your hands get messy and you don't want to put your hands over the top of the canvas. Okay, let's assess this. Let's assess it. Meanwhile, it's still pouring off. Oh, okay. All sides are covered. And again, I'm pretty happy with the composition. I don't know if I need to do too much to this. Let's just give it some more stretching because it needs to stretch out more. I really like to keep that negative space. Balance this up a little bit. So as we continue to go forward, I'm going to cut out some of the spinning here. So through here, it's all about getting the shape, the balance, and the composition. I might lose all my negative space on this one. Moving that spinner on the spinner, like on a coaster on a spinner, is the way you can control some of your composition. Yeah, this is just going to be mostly all gone. But I got to keep spreading it because I know my middle has got too much paint in there. How much do we have in the middle? Oh, I have hardly anything. So it's pretty much finished. So knowing that it's pretty much spread out, I'm just going to do some finer touches with the palette knife here. But let's give it another spin, smooth it out a bit, get the final stretch. Oh, I wish they all would come out like that. All right, clean up the bottom real quick. I probably won't show most of this. But you got to clean up the sides, or the bottom, I mean, so that it stops pulling the composition over the edge. So trust me, I'm cleaning up all the sides, and I'll be back for the final reveal. So everyone, that's a wrap. Here are the wet results. And in the end, I'm not 100% in love with this. So what I decided to do is when I resined, I added some of this glitter to really kick it up a notch. And I am so glad I did because it was just the right amount of extra sparkle I needed to boost this creation to where I really am in love with it now. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. At the end, I'm going to link my Lazy Susan playlist. I have over 30 creations there. You can see other colors and other compositions. And if you're new here and enjoyed this and you want to see more, please subscribe, hit the bell and all, leave a comment, a thumbs up. You'll get all my latest art tutorials. And while I share a lot of functional art creations, just remember that the same process applies to canvas, MDF boards, or whatever your chosen substrate is. And in a second, I'm going to show you some other Lazy Susan creations. And that's all for now. We will see you next time. Thanks a lot, everybody.